Wonderful, lovely to see you all today. So, some of you will have seen that I've been, and I was saying at the beginning, I've been going to Hilliers every day this week, and I went at the weekend. And it's been so lovely to be out in the spring sunshine, the flowers, all the hellebores are coming out, the daffodils are just beginning to appear, there's banks of snowdrops. And it really lifted my spirits. I suddenly realised with all that kind of gloomier, colder weather, just how low you can get, kind of how deflated you feel by everything. And suddenly, just by being outside, really, really lifted the spirits. And it was nice to see people without masks, smiling at one another, you know, kind of engaging with each other as they too enjoyed the surroundings. And it reminded me of this lovely quote. It's from Much Ado About Nothing. And I really thought about this, you know, in the weeks we've just had when it's been grey and cold and you pass people in the street and they've kind of had their shoulders up around their ears. And the quote goes like this: "Why? What's the matter that you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm, and of cloudiness?" So with spring just around the corner, and the sunshine beginning to appear, and lighter, brighter days, and the possibility of some good news on the horizon, let's see if we can use the practice to take away that February face, so full of storm and cloudiness, and bring instead some spring sunshine to our step today. So you're going to need your strap or your belt to hand. Like I say, if you've not got one, not the end of the world, don't panic. And just bring yourself down onto your backs in whatever position feels comfortable today, so you can keep your feet on the floor. If you want to have a little hug of your knees, if you want to have a beautiful long stretch before you find the space to settle in, please feel free. So you might want to just gently massage across the lower back and the buttocks before finding that shape that works for you. Might be your knees bent today, especially if your back feels a little bit tight. Sometimes it's more comfortable to widen your feet and allow your knees to prop against each other. I'm just going to come up to seated so I can talk to you. But when you've done whatever movement you need, see if you can settle into a place of stillness, minimizing any fidgeting, so that you puff up your chest, just slide your shoulder blades down, away from your ears, opening up some space. You might want to pick up your pelvis and lengthen out through the lower back. And then take a moment to arrive. And I read this lovely little acronym this week for rest. I was doing some guided meditation. So I'll just share with you at the beginning of our practice as we allow the body a moment of stillness. So rest, R is for relaxing your attention and releasing. So as we take a moment at the beginning of our practice, trying not to let your attention pull you forwards into tasks that need to be completed for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, or allowing your attention to pull you back over the events of the days gone. And instead, send an invitation to yourself to use this next hour as an opportunity to release yourself from all of those things, all of those pulls on your attention, and devote this time purely for yourself, without any sense of guilt or feeling you ought to be doing something else. And then the E is for exhaling all senses of striving, to empty. So rather than worrying about any sense of outcomes or where you need to be, what you need to achieve in this next hour, allow yourself to enjoy the flow of the practice, accepting what the body can or can't do today for what it is. S is for embracing that sense of silence and surrendering to that natural quietness that seems just to hide in the background of the mind. So take a moment now, if you can, to begin to embrace the silence, quietness, the quietude that comes with our practice. And T, finally, is for tuning into your awareness. So as you begin to turn the spotlight inward, again, away from all of those external pulls on your attention, on your time, focusing instead on the breath. And throughout the practice today, really see if you can allow a sense of perhaps a longer, deeper, slower breath, really inform your practice. It might be used to inform the pace of your practice, how fast or slowly you move. It might be using the breath to initiate movement and to try to move fluidly with your breath, kind of interpreting that as you will this morning. So we'll start down on the floor and then gradually build our way up to some stronger standing postures, but we'll start just by walking your heels in towards you, nice and calmly if you've got your legs outstretched, or just bringing your feet hip width apart if you've got your knees wide. Lovely. And we're going to bring just the right knee in towards your chest. So you can hold behind the knee, you can hold in front of the knee. In that little squeeze, you might need to pick up your hips just to rearrange your pelvis there, tuck your chin in towards your chest and soften the back of the shoulders. You might want to bring a little movement to your ankle if that feels kind of intuitive and right this morning. Maybe it'll circle through the right foot. You might even want to just open and close the knee or take it round in a circle. So just bring a little bit of movement. Let the body kind of guide you as to how or if to move the body at all. And then we'll bring that knee to stillness, drawing the knee in towards the chest. So feel a little stretch through the buttock. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, shoulders away from ears, lift head and shoulders and bring your nose towards your knee. Pause there for an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring the head down, head touches the floor, end of the exhale. Take an inhale. We're going to do that twice more. Exhale as you round on up. Nose towards knee, neck nice and long, inhaling, and exhaling, slowly releasing down, just once more. Take a nice breath in, and breathing out, we initiate the chin to the chest, we curl up, moving through the upper back, inhaling, nose to knee, and exhaling, slowly release. Head touches down into the exhale, lovely, bring the right foot to the floor. Just rest the hands on the lower belly, take a deep breath in. And a slow deep breath out. And then we'll try that on the other side. So left knee this time. Coming in towards your chest, you can hold in front, or if the knee's a little compressed and doesn't like that, just bring your hands behind your knee. And again, just feel your way into some movement, perhaps, maybe a little, clicks and crunches through my foot there as I turn my ankle. Obviously needed it. You might want to focus on your hip. And just open and close the knee, or have a little circle there. And then settling into stillness, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Slide the shoulders from the ears, tuck the chin in, take an inhale. And exhale, that little round up, nose to knee. Try and keep the elbows tucked in, close to the rib cage. Inhale at the top. And bottom of the exhale, head comes back down to the floor. Twice more, inhale. Exhale, so you're peeling the upper back off the floor. Lovely. Pausing at the top as you inhale. And then lowering down as you exhale, beginning to wake up through the core. Just once more, inhale. And exhale, curling on up. Pausing. And exhale, slowly lower down. Bringing the foot down to the floor once more, bringing hands to lower belly. Take a deep breath in. And sigh the breath out as you exhale. Lovely. So picking up the band this time, we're going to add on, if you've not got a band to hand, please don't worry. So we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. And if you've got your band, we're just going to loop the band around the ball of that right foot. Lovely. Keep the The knee curled in towards your chest there, and then from that point, extend the leg up towards the ceiling, letting your hands slide down the band. And take a moment there to maybe soften the knee a little bit if the hamstrings are already complaining or straightening up through the leg. And you can decide where you want your arms to be. You might reach your hands up towards your foot. You might have your elbows resting on the floor, but try to keep the back of the shoulders heavy on the floor there. Lovely. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, repeating that little nose to knee movement, lifting up, pausing as you inhale, and exhale as you lower down. So you might adjust your hands, bringing them higher up the band if you wish. Inhale. Exhale, drawing the knee to your nose, nose towards your knee. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. So just going to do that once more. So you might want to widen your elbows. You might want to keep the elbows tucked in. Have a little play. And release. Lovely. So as the head touches down, we'll bring that right knee in towards your chest. Just unhook your band and pop it onto your left-hand side, ready for the other side. Now, lots of options here. We'll bring the right knee down towards your right armpit, towards the outer side of the body there. So we're getting a little hip opener. Try and keep the left foot on the floor, knee pointing up towards the ceiling. And that might be more than enough for your hips this morning, this soon in the practice. We're coming into a half happy baby, so that right hand holding the inside or the outside edge of the right foot. Taking the shin perpendicular to the floor, so your ankle is stacked above your knee. Drawing the toes towards your face, sole of the foot flush to the ceiling, and you're gently drawing that right knee down towards the armpit there. And if happy baby doesn't suit you today, then just give that knee a little squeeze, guiding it towards your armpit. Try and keep the back of the shoulders relaxed on the floor. Try and soften the face. Let go of any sense of gripping or holding there as we just hold maybe just for one more breath. Or getting into the hips, lovely. And then slowly, if you're in happy baby, we'll drop the heel. Bring the knee in towards your chest. And then bring the foot down to the floor. Lovely. We'll try that on the other side. Ooh, clicky hips as well. So left knee comes in. I'm like giving you some musical accompaniment with my joints today. So we'll hook the band if you've got one. If not, just hold around the back of the thigh. So again, no rush to straighten the leg. Lower the head first, and then from the knee in towards your chest, we extend the leg up towards the ceiling there. And then we have that little play. So you might want to straighten the leg a little bit, keep the knee bent, reach the arms up. Slide the hands down so your elbows rest on the floor. Just find a comfy place there, heavy through the shoulders. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, lifting up nose to knee, knee towards nose. Inhale. Exhale as you lower down. So we're beginning to get some movement, some stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale as you lift up, as well as that little stretch through the upper back. And exhale to release. Lovely. So if you're moving faster or slower than me, that's fine. We'll all get to that end point. So this is the last one. We're just doing 3 in total. Lovely. So when you've finished your third one, we'll lower the head, lower the shoulders, knee coming to chest, pop the band to one side. We've finished with that for the time being. And instead, we'll just draw that left knee down towards your left outer ribs, down towards your underarm there. So again, you can stay there, just getting a little hip stretch, or left hand to inner or out step of that left foot. Lowering head and shoulders as you extend the sole of the foot flush to the ceiling. Ankle stacked on top of knee, flexing the foot and gently drawing that knee down towards the outside of the ribs there. And if one side, if you do a happy baby on one side and the other side of the body doesn't like it, then never feeling obliged to do exactly the same posture on both sides. Adapting, really listening, that sense again of tuning into what's going on in your body rather than striving for any particular outcome today. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly we'll release. Heel coming down if you're in happy baby, knee to chest, and then bring the foot to the floor. Let's take a round of breath there, just letting the body kind of assimilate those first stretches. Lovely. And then without the band this time, we'll bring the right knee in towards the chest, holding on around the back of the thigh. We'll extend that leg all the way up towards the ceiling. And again, you might want a little movement through the ankle, freeing up through the joint. And then we'll bring the hands down alongside you, palms down to the floor. Lovely. So flexing the foot. So Margaret, maybe just only come down a little way and then bring your knee back in towards your chest, or skip this entirely if it falls on the back. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, firm up through the core as you lower that right leg until the heel just hovers off the floor. If that's too much, just lower it a little way. Inhale as you sweep the leg all the way back up. Lovely. Exhale, sending that heel away from you, firming up through the core. Keep the lower back flush to the floor. Lovely. Going to change. Inhale, sweep up. And this time as you exhale, come down by about a third, or what feels like a third to you. Pause as you inhale. Exhale as you drop another third. So just lower that right leg by about 2/3 now. Firm up through the belly. Inhale. And as you exhale, heel just hovers off the floor. Stretching out through the heel, firming up through the belly. And then drop the heel to the floor and slide that right leg all the way back in, heel just in line with your sit bone. And we'll change legs. So left leg coming in, holding behind the leg as you extend the leg up towards the ceiling. And if the back is a little tight and that didn't feel nice on the other side, you can just straighten and bend the leg, bringing some space into the back of the leg, stretching the hamstring. Or if you're with me, keeping the leg extended. We'll bring the arms down, palms flat to the floor. Firm up through the belly, take an inhale. And as you exhale, stretch that heel away from you until the heel just hovers. Lovely. And then inhale, sweep the leg up. You can come up with a pointed toe. And then exhale, maybe flexing the foot as you lower the leg down. Lovely. Maybe you point the toes as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, flex the foot and drop by about a third, or what feels like a third. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale as you drop by another third. So this is when we've really got to wake up through the core to keep the back flat. Inhale. Exhale, heel just hovers. So stretch out through the heel. Lovely. And then drop the heel to rest on the floor. Slide the heel back in and give both knees a squeeze now. Widen your knees as you hook one ankle over the other and have a nice big circle with the legs there. So imagine you're drawing a circle around the lower back into the tops of the buttocks. And then when you're ready, change the direction. You can change the hook of your ankles if you wish. Lovely. We're going to find our way up to seated. So again, just listen to what you want to do today. You might just roll to one side, or you can hook behind your knees and have a little roll up and down the spine, space permitting. Woo! And then we'll find our way over onto all fours when you're ready. Oh, lovely. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Pad up your knees if you need to. Widen your hands if your shoulders and your chest feel very tight today. So starting from that lovely sense of length from tailbone to crown of head, that nice tabletop position. And then we'll move into our cat-cow. So as you inhale, dip the belly, lift the tailbone, draw the heart forwards. And as you exhale, tailbone tucks under, we round up like an angry cat. And maybe close the eyes here. So you really drop into that felt experience and these very familiar postures now. No sense of hurry. And coming back to what I said at the beginning, kind of how can you use your breath to inform your practice today? Does it inform the depth with which you find each pose? Maybe it sets the pace and how fast or slow you move. Let's do one or two more. So as you inhale, keep pressing into your hands so you're not disappearing into your shoulders there. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll find our way back to that tabletop position. So a lovely long spine, a little bit of pulling up through the belly. We're going to tuck the toes under and press into the balls of the feet so you feel a little bit of stretch out through the feet. And then slide your hips back towards your heels, coming into a child pose with your toes tucked. If that's super uncomfortable for your feet, then just flatten your feet down. You might want to walk the arms forwards, lowering your forehead towards the floor. So it's not maybe our conventional child pose, it's a little bit more active through the feet. So we're pressing into the balls of the feet, lovely, arms outstretched. Beautiful. So keep the arms where they are. We're going to pull ourselves back onto all fours, lifting the shins, crossing one ankle over the other. And as you come forwards, nose forming a triangle with the hands, we're going to dip the elbows a little bit, elbows hug in, keeping that plank shape through the rest of the body so we're not dipping the hips. And then straighten the arms, push yourself up, uncross the ankles. tuck the toes under, and we come back into that child pose. So inhaling, coming up, crossing one ankle over the other. And as you exhale, shift the weight forwards and down, nose making that little triangle with your fingertips. Inhale as you straighten the arms, uncross the ankles. Exhale, toes tuck. We'll sit back into that child pose. Lovely. We'll do that twice more. So it might be a little dip down, keeping that integrity through the spine. Some of you might be able to come down a little lower. Building up a little bit of strength through the upper body, ready for our downward dogs to come. Last one. So crossing the ankle, shifting the weight forwards and down, elbows squeezed in, not dropping the hips, so body stays in that nice long line. Lovely. So we'll come back into that child's pose, toes tucked under. This time as you inhale, we're going to come onto fours, flattening the feet. And as you exhale, shift the weight all the way down onto your belly, stretching down onto the floor, widening your hands. They might even come off the mat this morning, press into the tops of the feet. And as you inhale, just lift your head, your chest into a gentle cobra, taking the gaze straight ahead rather than throwing the head back. And as you exhale, let's come all the way down, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, inhale onto all fours. And this time as you exhale, let's send the hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And start to walk out your feet this morning if that feels nice, having that little pedal. Maybe sinking in with the breath. So it becomes a little syncopated, marching through the feet there. Lovely. And then just coming to stillness. And if downward dog isn't working for you today, feel free to come onto all fours. If you're with me in a downward dog, you're going to bend the right knee, stretch the left heel back, and take a little peep underneath your left armpit there, trying to keep the shoulders level. Inhale to center. And as you exhale, straighten right leg, left knee bends, and you have a little peep under your right armpit. Do one more each way, so you're having a little bit of a twist through the back, if that feels good. Beautiful. And then we'll come to center. See if you can pop a bend in the knees, wiggle your hips up and back a little higher, and then maybe the heels will begin to drop down towards your mat. But think about keeping the back nice and long, hips nice and high, finding a position for the head that feels comfortable this morning, maybe looking between your heels, directly down, or some people like to look forwards. I feel that scrunches my neck. So let's have a couple of breaths there. Just squeezing your inner elbows in towards you, rather than flaring them out to the sides. Beautiful. Then coming up onto your tiptoes, start to have a little walk forwards, taking a walk to the top of the mat, bringing the feet hip width apart, deeply bend your knees so we take the sting out of the hamstrings. Maybe cradle the elbows and have a sway, or simply linger in stillness. If it's uncomfortable on the back, bring your hands up to your knees, coming up halfway, or just rest your elbows on top of your knees, and that can be quite a nice release for the low back. So wherever you are, just let everything hang out for a moment. Again, you might be swaying, you might be resting in stillness. Lovely. And then keeping the knees bent, we'll slide the hands up the shins, and then straightening the legs, begin to straighten out through the back, coming up halfway. So if that's too much, you can bring your hands even higher above your knees. Take an inhale as you feel the crown of the head lengthening forwards. And as you exhale, bend the knees as we come back to that forward fold. And again, hands sliding to the shins, straightening the legs. Inhale, tips of the ears, crown of the head pointing forwards. And exhale as you fold over the legs. Lovely, just once more. So coming up halfway, just pressing your hands against your legs so you're feeling that lovely long neck. And exhale, relax down into the fold. Keep the knees bent, let the arms dangle now as you tuck the tailbone under, roll your way up to stand. Take your time, take your time. Beautiful. And you might get to stand and want to have a little shoulder roll or a flick out through the feet, little move side to side. Beautiful. And then we'll find ourselves in a mountain position. So feet hip width apart. Maybe shifting the weight back and forth or side to side until you find all those four corners of your feet evenly. And then we'll bring the hands together at the heart, soften the shoulders, lifting breastbone to meet thumbs so you feel a little bit of energy pulling up through the front seam of the body, and a lengthening of your tailbone down towards your heels. Beautiful. So we're going to start a little flow, building up pace as we go. Beautiful. So releasing the arms, bend the knees, and as you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. Lifting the gaze, opening up through the chest. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold down. So you might take the arms out to the side or straight in front of you. Have a little play what works for shoulders today. Lifting up halfway as you inhale, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale as you fold all the way down. Bend the knees, and as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up, all straight in front of you. Have a little play before exhaling and drawing the hands to the heart. Lovely, half sun salutes. Let's do one more. So inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Maybe a lifting up through the chest and the chin, and then as you exhale, heart pulls forwards and down. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Lifting up halfway as you inhale, nice long neck, long flat back, and as you exhale, soften and fold. Keep the knees bent, root to rise, press into your feet all the way up, sweeping the arms up really long through the sides of the body. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. We're going to add on this next time, starting with the right leg. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale all the way down, gracefully coming down. Lovely. Finding that halfway lift as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, we're going to plant the hands and step the right leg back, dropping the knee down. You can keep the toes tucked, you can flatten the foot, whatever feels nice for you today. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up, so the palms face in, thumbs draw back, heart lifts, and as you exhale, we'll sweep forwards and down. Lovely, twice more. So push into that left foot as you lift up, thumbs draw back, lovely. Exhale as you release, so we're not collapsing in that front leg. Once more, inhale. Lovely, and exhale. We're going to hold in that lunge. So this time as you sweep the arms up, think about what you can do to create more space. So you might need to soften your elbows and widen your arms slightly, almost as though you're holding a big beach ball, rather than having the upper arms alongside your ears and your shoulders are up. Try and soften the shoulder girdle. Soften your low ribs if you feel that you're pushing your chest forwards, and press into that front foot, so almost squeezing your inner thighs towards one another. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the hands down, plant the hands, pick up the back knee, and before you move, try and keep your shoulders above your wrists now. Keep the gaze forwards as you inhale into plank. Yeah. And as you exhale, we'll come all the way down. Knees might kiss the earth first. Flatten the feet. You can widen your hands as you inhale into that gentle cobra, remembering to give yourself as much space as you need. Exhale as you lower down. Tuck the toes under as you inhale back onto all fours. And as you exhale, let's take that downward facing dog. We're going to come back the way we came. So shifting the weight into your left foot, right leg lifts this time into that three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, step or help it forwards. Dropping down that back knee. So this time we've got the right foot forwards. Beautiful. Back toes can be tucked or flat, whatever works for you. So this time we're going to come up into our lunge with our arms forwards, level with the chest, about shoulder width apart. As you inhale, we're going to take the arms out wide, maybe lift the chin, lift the chest. And as you exhale, draw the arms back so the palms aren't touching, they stay parallel. Lovely. Inhale. Open the arms up wide so we're getting a lovely stretch through the chest. And as you exhale, we draw the arms back parallel. Lovely. Just once more. Nothing complicated. Exhale. So this time we can bring the palms to touch, interlace the hands and free up the index fingers. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, upper arms hugging the ears. Now, instantly, if you feel that that's too much for your shoulders, come back to that lovely beach ball, soft elbows, arms nice and wide. If you can, arrow the arms up, index finger points skywards, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Again, that sense of softening your low ribs, drawing them in, and squeezing your inner thighs towards one another. So there's a lot going on, even though it's a basic pose, one could say. Lovely. Let's take one more inhale. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down. Beautiful. Pick up the back knee, look forwards. And as you inhale, step the feet together at the top of the mat. And as you exhale, fold your way down. Lovely. Bend the knees. And as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Closing the eyes, take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. Beautiful. So taking the gaze in front of you, really keeping your heart lifted now. I'm going to come back into chair pose. So we'll keep the feet hip width apart for stability. If you really want to bring your feet together, feel free. I prefer to keep mine hip width apart. This gives me a little bit more space. Beautiful. So think about your knees staying on top of your ankles. So have a little peek down. You should be able to see your toes. And your knees are parallel. And then we'll take the gaze forwards. As you inhale, reach the arms forwards and up on the diagonal. And as you exhale, let's come down into that forward fold again. Lovely. Lifting up halfway as you inhale. As you exhale, step your right leg back. And this time we're going to set up for a high lunge. So making sure your feet are on the diagonal. If it feels really wibbly wobbly, you can always work from a low lunge. Bring your hands to that front thigh and walk your way up just so you can get your balance in that high lunge. Little softness in the back knee so you can tuck the hips under. And you can keep the hands on the hips or like me, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. And without changing the position of the body, can you begin to straighten that back leg a little bit? Beautiful. If it's too much, keep a softness in that back knee. You're going to straighten both legs, arrow the arms up, inhale. And as you exhale, bend both knees. How much you bend that back knee, how close it comes to the earth is entirely up to you and your hips. Inhale, straighten both legs, right up. Exhale, a little dip down. If it's too much with the arms up, bring the hands to the hips. Just once more, inhale. Exhale, keep that back knee bent, keep the arms arrowed all the way up. And see now if you can straighten that back leg again without anything else changing. So we've got a strong high lunge. Elbows a little soft, arms wide if the shoulders feel tight today. We'll take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bring both hands down to the floor. Lovely. Shoulders stay above the wrist, look forwards. And as you inhale, step back into plank. Exhale as you come down onto the earth. If this is too much, have a little child pose, have a rest. Flatten the feet, inhale into that cobra. Arms might be wide. Exhale as you lower down. Tuck the toes under. Inhale as you push up to all fours. And exhale, downward facing dog. And again, we're going to come back the way we came. So in that downward dog, get again that sense of pushing the hips up nice and high as you shift the weight into your left foot. So right leg leading this time and lifting up as you inhale. Exhale as you step or help that foot forwards. Again, just move that left foot out to the left a little bit so your feet are on a diagonal or imagine they're on train tracks. And then walking your way up, using that front thigh, and just make sure that the body weight isn't forwards there, that you've got your head above your heart, heart above your hips. So a little softness at the back knees, you can tuck the pelvis under. And then maybe try and straighten that back leg a little bit. And you might keep the hands to the hips or like me, arrow the arms up towards the ceiling, softening the shoulders. Here we go, those little knee dips. Straightening both legs. Inhale, rise up, little balance challenge. Exhale as you dip both knees. So how low that back knee comes, up to you. Inhale, straighten up. Woo! If you're wibbly wobbly, just work from a low lunge and hold that low lunge. Once more, inhale. This time as you exhale, we're going to keep that back knee bent, keeping the body as it is. See if you can begin to straighten that back leg. Woo, now we're working in that high lunge. See if we can pause for a breath, soften the shoulders, soften the face, gazing straight ahead. Beautiful, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down, look forwards. And as you inhale, step the feet together, coming to that halfway lift, and as you exhale, fold all the way down. Push the floor away. As you inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. Closing the eyes, take an inhale. And an exhale. Just let everything settle. Beautiful. So a little balance challenge now. So if you're feeling really wibbly wobbly this morning, feel free to bring one hand onto a piece of furniture or just keep the leg quite low. Oh, here we go. Let's bring the hands to the hips. I've got a dip in the floor, so I know if I stand on there, I'm going to feel really wibbly wobbly. I've got to get off that dodgy floorboard. That's my excuse, and I'm going to stick to it. So feet hip width. So firm up through the belly, fixing the gaze just in front of you. And just lift your right heel. There you go, so we're balanced on the ball of the foot there. Lovely, seeing how that feels. And then see if you can bring that knee up level with your hip there. And just check that your hips feel more or less balanced. You can feel them with your hands there, that you've not dropped that left hip. So level up through the hips. Beautiful. So we're going to bring the hands to the heart. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, stretch that right leg out in front of you. You can keep it as low as you want. Inhale, bring the knee back to your chest. And this time as you exhale, hands stay at the heart as you take that right leg back into a warrior three. As you find that warrior three, keep the back knee, keep that front knee bent, and then maybe you can find the power to straighten that front leg as you send that right leg back. Lovely. Soften the left knee, and as you inhale, bring that right knee back in towards your chest. You can always touch the toes down in between. And as you exhale, lower the foot to the floor. Let's try that on the other side, then we'll move with a bit more fluidity. So lifting that left heel, fixing the gaze straight ahead. You might just want to work from there today, or see if you can lift the knee, level with the hip, but try not to drop that right hip down. So see if you can level up through the hips. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg out in front of you. You can always lower the heel if that feels a little bit too much. Lovely. Bring the knee in towards the chest. And then we'll take that leg back into your warrior three. So soften the right knee as you take the leg back. Left toes point down towards the floor. And then maybe when you get there, you can straighten that front leg. Lovely. Inhale as you bring the knee back to your chest, standing up nice and tall. Exhale, bring the foot to the floor. Lovely. So we're going to add on this next time. So bringing that knee to your chest. Lovely. Hands to heart, right knee to chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, straighten that right leg out in front of you. Inhale, knee to chest. And this time as you exhale, take the leg back and reach both arms back alongside you. Palms face the floor. Inhaling, knee to chest, hands to heart. Exhale, straighten the leg in front of you. Rise the arms up towards the ceiling. Lovely, reaching up. Inhale, knee to chest, hands to heart. Exhale, foot to floor. Lovely, left side. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale as you extend the leg out in front of you. Inhale, knee to chest. And this time as we exhale and kick the leg back, reach the arms back alongside the body, palms down. You can keep a softness in the front knee. Inhaling, knee to chest. You can touch the foot down. And as you exhale, straighten the leg out, reach the arms up, grow really tall. Inhaling, hands to heart, bend the knee. Exhale as you bring the foot down. I'm going to add on just once more. Inhale, right knee to chest. Exhale as you straighten the leg and maybe reach the arms up. Try and keep the body upright. Inhaling, knee to chest, hands to heart. Exhaling, reach the arms back as you find that warrior three. Beautiful. And then slowly, can you touch that right foot down? So keep the leg out nice and long and spin that right heel in. Toes face the long edge of your mat. Just adjusting that front foot as you take the arms out into a warrior two. So we've got the left foot facing forwards, right foot facing the long edge of the mat. Lovely. Reach the arms out nice and long. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, can you send that front knee forwards a little further as you deepen the bend in that front knee. Front foot, foot pushing forwards, back foot pushing back. Lovely. Turning that left palm up. As you inhale, reach that left arm all the way up and back. And as you exhale, come forwards, forearm to thigh, top arm up or up and over. Lovely, side angle, once more. Inhale as you reach that left arm all the way up and over, sliding that right hand down the leg. And as you exhale, forearm to thigh, or you can bring that left hand a little further down towards your shin or your ankle. Inhale back into your warrior two. And as you exhale, look down. We're going to tick-tock the hands down, frame that front foot, and turn all 10 toes to face forwards in the same direction. Now, option to keep that back knee lifted, or bring that right knee down to the floor. Beautiful. Heart open. We're going to keep the right hand where it is and reach the left arm forwards. and then circle it all the way up, and then all the way back and down. Pick up the breath. Inhale, left arm sweeps forwards and up. You can follow the movement of the arm with the gaze. Exhale all the way back and down. Lovely. One more. Remember, you can drop that back knee if you need to. Ooh, lovely. Inhale. Let's sweep the arm all the way up, coming into a little twist. Maybe reaching that left arm back. Beautiful. If your back leg is lifted, keep kicking out through the heel. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, we'll bring both hands down. Lovely. Use a little bit of momentum, and as you inhale, step the feet forwards to the top of your mat. Exhale as you fold on down. Lovely. Bend the knees. Sweep the arms all the way out and up. Rising up. Hands to heart. As you exhale, close the eyes. Take a breath. Ooh, we're going to try that on the other side. So we're going to start with that little balance challenge. So if it's too much with the balance, you can always just skip the balance and step that left leg back and join us in a warrior two. If you've had enough of that balance, the legs are tired. If you're with me, just this final little balance on our left leg. So we'll shift the weights. You can lift the heel and then bring the knee to your chest. Remember to level up through the hips. Beautiful. So hands to heart. Reach the arms up as you inhale and stretch that leg forwards. Lovely. And as you exhale, bring the knee back to the chest. Lovely. Inhale as you reach the leg back into that warrior three. Beautiful. And then can you land that left foot? Coming onto the ball of the foot, pivoting the heel in. So adjusting that front foot to the middle of the mat as you widen the arms. So we're in our warrior two, this side with our right foot forwards, left leg back. Beautiful. Make sure again that you're not allowing yourself to lean forward. So body nice and perpendicular to the floor. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, can you sink down a little deeper? Just squeezing that front knee over towards the little toe. Beautiful. And then right palm turns up. Inhale as you reach all the way up and back. Legs stay the same. And as you exhale, forearm to thigh. And we sweep that left arm all the way up and over. Lovely. Once more like that. Inhale. So strong through the legs. Beautiful. Exhale. Forearm to thigh, or bringing that hand down a little lower towards your ankle, keeping the chest nice and open. Lovely. Back into your warrior two as you inhale. And this time as you exhale, we're going to look down, wimble the hands down, picking up the back heel. So all 10 toes are facing forwards. Option to lower that back knee. So kicking out nice and strongly through that back leg, chest is open. So we'll keep the left hand where it is. So this time it's the right arm that sweeps forwards and up, and then circles all the way back and down. Lovely. Inhaling, so you're turning towards that front knee, and then exhale, reaching back. Lovely. Just once more. So you're pressing that back heel away if you've got the knee lifted. It's strong, I know. So this time we'll sweep the arm all the way up, reaching the arm up and then turning into a twist. So we're turning the chest towards that right knee. Draw that right hip in and down. Lovely. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, let's bring both hands down. Beautiful. So last little vinyasa. Keep the hands where they are, shoulders above wrists. And as you inhale, slide yourself back into plank. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. Last little cobra. You can skip it or come up as you inhale. Pressing the hips down, and as you exhale, lower all the way down. Lovely. Keep the toes flat this time, and as you inhale, push up onto all fours. And as you exhale, oh, child pose, beautiful. Well done, guys. Rest. Pause. Catch your breath. You can support your head. And sometimes it's quite nice if your upper back is tight to widen your elbows. And just resting one hand on top of the other, you've made a little platform for your forehead. You may even have a little wobble of your hips from side to side, little rock. And imagine now that you're breathing, sending that breath into the back of the body. And the ribs expand as you come back Bringing the breath back under that conscious control there. Lovely. And then when you're ready, just lifting your head so you can bring your hands to the floor, walking the hands back towards your knees, pop your hips to one side, and coming around into a comfortable seated position, feel free to pop a blanket or a cushion underneath your hips, stretch the legs out in front of you. I'm going to sit cross-legged. You can cross the legs or you can have one heel in front of the other, whatever works for you today. Beautiful. Let's plant the right hand down alongside the hip and turning that left palm up, reaching up as you inhale and coming over as you exhale into a side stretch. And just pause there. So really sitting down heavily into that left hip. You can tuck your chin in towards your armpit. You can look down towards the floor. Whatever works for you. Lovely. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling as you inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left. So right hand comes across, left hand snuggles in behind you. And just find a moment there to prop yourself forwards and up, drawing that left shoulder back. You can maybe look back or keep the gaze in a more neutral position. Lovely. Take one more inhale, finding a little bit more length. And as you exhale, slowly release and come back through center. Left hand to the floor, just alongside the hip, right palm leading up as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's come over into that side stretch. So find that nice position where you're gluing down through the right sit bone, maybe just nestling your chin in towards your armpit, turning the gaze down, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Beautiful, both arms lifting as you inhale, twisting to the right as you exhale. So your left hand might find your shin, your knee. You can always bring one hand in front of you, one hand behind you. Lifting up nice and tall, so lifting out of your hips there. And don't feel you're leaning back into that hand behind you. Nice long spine. Lovely. Take one more inhale as you find a little bit more length. And as you exhale, come back through center. Now, if you've got your legs crossed, you might want to recross them the opposite way. And this starts the same, but it's a lovely one to stretch out through the lower back. So again, if you've got any back issues, just go easy with this one. It's a really nice one to stretch out, particularly in your kind of lower back on the left side we're going to start with. So we're going to bring the right hand down to the floor and we'll turn the left palm up as you inhale. And exhale, we're going to come over into that side stretch with the palm facing down. So the thumb is drawing back, heavy through your sit bones. Now this time, we're going to keep the left arm where it is, but turn the palm up towards the ceiling. So just flip the hand up towards the ceiling. Push the palm up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we turn the palm down as you reach the arm across the body, reaching towards the right. Turn the palm up, inhale, pushing the palm up towards the ceiling, coming back into that side stretch. And as you exhale, we rotate the palm down as you reach over on the diagonal. Lovely. Try and keep the sit bones grounded. Just once more. Inhale. Lovely. So just by changing the position of the hand, we can really stretch out through the back. Beautiful. Turn the palm up. Inhale. And as you exhale, let's come all the way back down through center. So I don't know about you, but I can really feel that on my left kind of lower back there. So let's take the right palm up this time. Inhale. Keep the palm down as you come over into that side stretch. So we've got the thumb pulling back. So we've got that lovely sense of openness through the right side of the body. And then we just flip the palm. So you turn your palm up towards the ceiling. So you want to push the palm up. A little bit of activity there. So inhale. And then as you exhale, we rotate the palm down as you reach across the body. Ooh, I can feel that through my lower back. Nice stretch. Inhale, sweep the arm up so the palm is pressing up towards the ceiling, back into that side stretch. And then exhale, we reach across the body. So you can come down as far as feels comfortable. Go easy on the back. One more. Inhale. Open up through the chest. Exhale as you reach across the body. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, let's bring both hands down alongside you so you can lean into your hands and extend both legs out in front of you. A little softness in the knees, so you might just want to slide the flesh of your buttocks out to one side so you can find your sit bones there. You can always prop yourself up on a blanket or a cushion just to drop your hips forwards a little bit. And then as you inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, grow really tall. And as you exhale, try and keep that length through the side body as you bring yourself down. So any back issues, you can keep the knees really bent and even wrap your hands, your arms around the backs of your thighs for a very supported forward fold. Those of you whose backs are okay, we're opening the backs of the knees towards the floor, easing the body down. And again, just release any sense of striving, any sense of outcome that you must bring your nose to your knees or fold yourself in half, and instead listen to messages at the back. The hamstring are giving you this morning. Less is definitely more for many of us. Easy with the breath. Lovely. And then when you're ready, keeping the chin tucked in, just walk your hands back towards your hips so we can lift ourselves up. Lovely. We'll bring your feet to where your knees were, about hip width apart. And using your hands, ease your way down onto your backs. Lovely. And then slide your heels in a little closer. So heels nestled in towards your sit bones. Plant into all four corners of the feet. So really press into the base of the big toe, hands down alongside you. And as you inhale, let's start to ripple the hips up towards the ceiling, coming into a little shoulder bridge. Be quite low. Pause at the top there as you inhale. And as you exhale, think about lengthening the spine all the way down as you exhale. Keep a little tuck under of your tailbone. Inhaling with the hips on the floor. Exhaling, ready to push the hips up towards the ceiling. Again, keeping the knees tracking forwards and parallel, pressing into the base of the big toe. Inhale at the top, checking the front of the pelvis is level. And exhale, slowly wheel yourself down. It's getting the sense of trying to imprint each vertebrae one by one. Lovely. Inhale as the hips touch down. And last time to exhale, we're going to push the hips up and hold this next time. So you might just want to continue moving with the breath if that felt nice. So you might even be ready to slide the shoulders towards one another so you can interlace the hands underneath you. You might need to slide the top of your head up your mat, elevating the hips, pressing into the base of the big toe, so really billowing your chest towards your chin. See if we can hold for one more breath. Come down if you need to. Lovely, then release the arms out. Coming onto your fingertips, almost like stabilizers there, so you can lift your heels if you wish, and maybe keep them lifted as you lower yourself all the way down, gently bringing the spine flush to the floor. Relax the hands, stretch out one leg and then the other. And as you inhale, reach both arms all the way up and back, coming into that beautiful full body stretch. And maybe have a little bit of movement there. So you might want to reach into the right side, reaching the right arm back as you point the right toes away from you. And then relaxing, so as you change sides and stretch up through the left, you feel that left hip slide up your mat a little bit. So that's quite a nice one, just to stretch out through the sides of the body, or you might just want to hold in that full body stretch. Lovely, lengthen the arms back. And then whatever you're doing, allow the body to soften into stillness. Just separate the feet a little ways and have a little rotation through the feet. Or movement through the ankles, one way and then the other. And then do the same with your wrists. Have a little twirl through the wrists. One way and then the other. And then bringing both arms all the way back down alongside you. Arms flat to the floor, a little space underneath your armpits. Just allowing your toes to roll out to the side. heels in, so a little openness through the hips. Back feels tight. Feel free to bring your heels back in towards you, nice and wide, and your inner knees resting against one another. So coming back, just as we did at the beginning, to that point of stillness. Rest. Relax your attention. Release. So as the body settles into stillness, so the temptation to allow our attention to pull us once more back into the events to unfurl the rest of the day, things we need to do. Or again, chewing over the events long gone that we can no longer have any influence over. And instead, invite yourself to release your attention completely. Allow that spontaneous feeling of relaxation to envelop you, knowing there's nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you ought to be doing at this point in time. To exhale all sense of striving. An invitation to let go of all those imagined ideas of what should and shouldn't be happening in this moment and indeed in life. Opening ourselves up and being accepting of the present moment. Emptying ourselves of those expectations. And S for sensing the silence. That natural quietness that seems just to hide in the background of the mind. Just becoming aware of this ever-present silence. Feeling the spacious quality of that silence. And feeling comforted, knowing that that silence, that spaciousness, can never be overpowered by any external factors or turned off by any external noise. It's always there. And then to tune in to awareness. Tuning in to whatever feelings, sensations arise in the body at this point. Turning that spotlight inwards. Inviting yourself to rest. Sit with the breath just for a few moments now. So taking a couple of more rounds of breath there, just enjoying that sense of spaciousness, that sense of quietude. Knowing that that sense of quietude and spaciousness is always there, always within us. You just find the time to access it. Using our breath, using our practice. So for Very gently now, just begin to bring some gentle movement back, maybe just your fingers, your toes, maybe a little rock or roll across the back of the head there. You might want to enjoy a final body stretch, reaching the arms back, stretching out the legs, finding the space behind you, in front of you, those hidden spaces within the body. And then slowly, we lower the arms, walk the feet in, and then give your knees a little squeeze, a little hug. Sometimes it's nice to move, sometimes it's nice just to sit in stillness and silence, so whatever feels almost natural and intuitive for you at this point. Lovely. And deciding whether there's space to the right or to the left of you, just turning onto that side. It really doesn't matter which way you go. And then finally bringing yourself back to a comfortable seated position. Letting the sit bones settle evenly into the floor, so you can really lift up out of your hips there. So you've got a little lengthening through the side of the body, softening through the shoulders. Hands might rest on your knees and your lap, wherever again feels the most intuitive for you. Just allow your chin to soften down towards your chest, opening up some space in the back of the neck. Maybe the eyes stay closed just for a moment. Again, just enjoying that sense of bringing the awareness inwards. And I started off with that gloomy quote about February faces, and I'm going to leave you with something far more optimistic, this time from Ernest Hemingway, who wrote, "When spring came, even the false spring, there were no problems except where to be happiest." So bring your hands to your heart. And I hope you will find your happy place somewhere in the rest of the week. So namaste. Thank you. No more February faces now. Hopefully we've got a smile on our faces now. Thank you. Thank you.